Just moments ago in the Oval Office, President Trump signed an executive order, I alluded to that at the top of the show, that allows TikTok to continue operating in the United States. The order clears the way for TikTok to sell its U.S. assets to mainly American investors. CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady, always ready to jump in when I need someone to jump in to rescue me when Kevin Hassett wanders off the campus. No, he's still on the campus at the White House. He's just not in our North Lawn position. But Kelly, you're with us in New York. Help us understand what happened.
Yes, well, I will try and fill the shoes of Kevin Hassett, but always happy to help out the takeout. You know, Major, you're my favorite. So listen, this essentially clears the way for a deal to get done. The executive order says that the deal, the framework of a deal, right, because all the nitty-gritty has not been nailed down, satisfies the concerns that Congress had and was essentially the reason why this was banned, right? It was owned by a Chinese company, or is owned by a Chinese company, ByteDance, and there was the concern about national security and user data being transferred back to China. So what we know about this is that Oracle is going to be the security provider. Remember that Larry Ellison, who owns Oracle, is the father of David Ellison, who is the owner, chairman and CEO of Paramount Skydance, which, of course, is the parent company of CBS News. But they are going to retrain the algorithm that is going to be, there's going to be a copy that's made, transferred over into a new American joint venture, and that's going to house the U.S. TikTok operations. That's really important, just the U.S. operations. I think there's going to be a lot of questions about what retrain means because, of course, remember, the banning of this, it had bipartisan support. So I would expect a lot of members of Congress to have a lot of pushback there. But generally, this extends that ban deadline by about 120 days to get this deal done. But the thing that I had been looking for, Major, and I finally got some clarity on it, Vice President J.D. Vance mentioned that the valuation of TikTok, it would be $14 billion. For someone that worked in mergers and acquisitions, that is a pretty high number for a company that is not profitable. Of course, it is a really engaging platform, but I was finally glad to see some clarity around that valuation.
And you provided so much of that clarity, as you always do, Kelly. Quickly on the upwardly revised GDP numbers.
Yes, so this is the third estimate for second quarter GDP, came in at 3.8%. We were expecting 3.3%. Pretty big jump. Why? Consumer spending was revised up. Now, generally, that's a good thing. But Major, you and I have talked about a two-speed economy that has been going on. So really, the higher income folks, they're doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to spending. And we are still seeing that lower income consumer struggle to make ends meet. So overall, good number at the top of the economy. But you got to peel back the onion for the real story.
Clear and brilliant as always. Kelly O'Grady in New York. Thank you so very, very much.